The film kicks off with a skilled kung fu master named 𝐆-𝐌𝐚𝐢𝐥, who is training a student called Biggie. 𝐆-𝐌𝐚𝐢𝐥 is affectionately referred to as Sheru. After their training session, Sheru asks Biggie to deliver a letter to his daughter, Penny, along with a message telling her not to blame herself for recent events. Just as Biggie sets off, Sheru is ambushed by a group intent on taking over the Hermitage. After a tough battle, the leader of this group appears to be named Xiong, a former disciple of Sheru who demands a powerful stone. Sheru attempts to fend them off alone, but ends up getting injured and poisoned. Using a smoke bomb and the last of his strength, he manages to escape, but his injuries prevent him from going far. The scene then shifts to a bakery where a white rabbit named Fu is busy baking while showing off some kung fu moves. He dreams of becoming a top chef. After finishing his baking, he heads out to sell his cakes. However, as he steps outside, he accidentally collides with someone, causing him to nearly drop his cakes. Frustrated, he picks them up one by one, only to accidentally grab the foot of the unconscious Sheru. Realizing the old man is hurt, Fu quickly brings him into his home. Once Sheru is laid on a mattress, Fu tries to treat his wounds, but Sheru reveals that the poison is too deadly to heal. Before passing away, Sheru imparts all his kung fu wisdom to Fu and instructs him to travel to the Tiger Hermitage in Peking City, delivering the powerful stone to Penny. After Sheru's death, Fu prepares for his journey to find Penny. He travels through various landscapes, from stunning meadows to treacherous paths and harsh weather. Eventually, he found himself in a bamboo forest, where exhaustion took over and he fell asleep. The next morning, Fu woke up to the sound of voices. He discovered two bandits painting their bodies to blend in. Curious, he approached them and asked where the Tiger Academy was, unaware that they were actually bandits. They ended up robbing him, but Fu refused to hand over his money. He quickly ran away, shouting for help. The bandits chased after him. The commotion caught Penny's attention, who was with Biggie, and she saw the bandits trying to rob Fu. Penny was able to defeat the two bandits, who fled in tears. After she saved him, Fu expressed his gratitude and asked for her name. However, when Penny told him her name, he misheard it as Pony instead of Penny, and they went their separate ways. The scene then shifts to Xiong, who is enjoying food and drink. Soon, some individuals from the Sheru Hermitage arrived, inquiring about Sheru's whereabouts, suspecting he had harmed their master. Xiong denied any wrongdoing, claiming that they had been attacked by wolves one night and that Sheru had died while trying to protect him. Before passing, Sheru had given Xiong his powerful stone. However, no one believed him and demanded proof of the stone. Instead of showing it, Xiong retaliated with poison powder. The scene then returns to Penny and Biggie, who are sitting on a swing while Penny reads the letter from her father. After that, Biggie took Penny back home. Meanwhile, Fu arrived in the city and was struck by its beauty. Unsure of where to go, he asked a food vendor for directions to Tiger Hermitage. The vendor pointed him in the right direction, and it turned out that Penny and Biggie were nearby. When Fu heard Biggie say Penny's name, he quickly turned around to find her, but he struggled to move through the crowd of guards in the city. At the same time, Penny was picking out gifts for her father. The old vendor informed her that her dad had been missing for a few days and that Xiong was trying to take over as the new master of Tiger Hermitage. Alarmed by this news, Penny rushed off. Fu, meanwhile, was being pulled along by the guards, but managed to reach the front of Tiger Hermitage. He attempted to enter and noticed a job opening for a chef's assistant, which he applied for and got accepted right away. His first job was to deliver food to Xiong and his crew, who were celebrating their takeover of the Hermitage. Frustrated, Fu didn't just deliver the food. He threw the plate, shattering it, and yelled to grab everyone's attention. Realizing his mistake, he decided to put on a dramatic act. When Xiong heard Fu mention Penny's name, he got furious and demanded to know who Fu was. Luckily, the head chef arrived just in time to pull Fu away and warned him that mentioning Penny's name in the Hermitage could get him killed. Later that night, as the guards began to doze off, Biggie snuck into the Hermitage. He quietly observed the party and spotted Xiong, but when he tried to eavesdrop, Xiong noticed him. Without wasting a moment, Xiong commanded his men to chase down and capture Biggie. Just when Biggie was about to be caught, Penny swooped in to save him, and they quickly made their escape. The next morning, Fu was jolted awake by the head cook, who reminded him it was time to wash the dishes. As he stepped out of the kitchen, he was taken aback by the sight of so many people practicing kung fu. To reach the dishwasher, he had to navigate through the crowd. In his struggle to get past, he tripped and dropped the plate he was carrying, shattering it. Fu's misfortune didn't end there. He slipped on a banana peel and got hit by a training device, causing everyone to burst into laughter. By evening, Fu was completely worn out and fell asleep right away. Meanwhile, Penny was busy trying to sneak into the tiger hermitage. She successfully entered Xiong's room and had a conversation with him about Sheru. Xiong deceived Penny regarding Sheru and claimed he had been given the power to lead. Penny was skeptical and demanded proof in the form of the stone that Sheru had supposedly given him, which was a hereditary symbol of leadership in the Hermitage. Xiong pretended to show her the stone, but when Penny let her guard down, he attacked her, injuring her arm. Realizing she needed to escape, Penny made a run for it, but Xiong pursued her relentlessly. He grabbed onto her flying kite, and their struggle continued in the air. Eventually, with Biggie's assistance, Xiong fell off the kite. Although they managed to escape, Penny was hurt, preventing them from getting far. Knowing this, Xiong commanded his men to search for Penny and capture her immediately. Meanwhile, Fu was fetching water when he accidentally heard Biggie calling for help. He quickly turned in the direction of the scream. When he arrived, he found Biggie and Penny both unconscious. Fu took them to an abandoned spot. There, he treated Penny and gave her some medicine. He also brought food for both Penny and Biggie until Penny started to feel better. As Penny watched Fu cook, she thought he might be a secret kung fu master. Afterward, Fu went back to the kitchen at the Hermitage to help out. When he got there, a worker mentioned that a woman dressed in black and a little rabbit had sneaked into the Hermitage the previous night. Hearing this made Fu a bit suspicious of Penny, so he decided to ask her about it in the morning. That night, Fu had a strange dream where he met Sheru. He asked Sheru how he could find his daughter, and Sheru told him that the only way was to tap into the kung fu within him. Fu replied that he couldn't do kung fu, he was just a rabbit who loved cooking and cleaning. Sheru insisted that there was kung fu inside him. Then Sheru vanished and Fu woke up. After the dream, Fu felt a sense of clarity and discovered his hidden strength. He tackled all his chores, from washing dishes and chopping wood to fetching water, using kung fu moves. He even managed to zip past a group practicing kung fu in front of the kitchen without dropping a single plate. After finishing his tasks, Fu found Penny in the yard, where she was recovering and playing a game. They talked about various topics, including Fu's background. He shared that he had traveled to the city to find a girl named Penny, the daughter of an old man he had once saved. Penny was taken aback and asked where Fu was currently employed. He mentioned that he was working in the kitchen of the Tiger Hermitage, assisting the chefs. At that moment, Penny felt a sense of betrayal and fell silent before walking away. Fu was puzzled by her reaction and wondered if he had said something wrong. Feeling guilty, he decided to visit Penny the next day, unaware that he was being followed by Xiong's men. When he arrived at Penny's place, they discovered that he had been hiding her. They captured Fu and locked him up in the dungeon of the Tiger Hermitage. While Fu was imprisoned, the Tiger Hermitage organized a tournament to choose the next master. Many people gathered, including kung fu students. Soon, Xiong took the stage to deliver a speech, announcing that he had replaced the traditional medal awarded to the tournament winner with a new one. The crowd reacted with loud disapproval. Xiong then declared that anyone who disagreed with his decision would have to fight him in the arena. If they managed to defeat him, he would resign as the leader of the Hermitage. One by one, fighters from other Hermitages stepped up to challenge him. The first fighter was a turtle named 𝐆-𝐌𝐚𝐢𝐥. He declared that he would only accept Xiong as Sheru's replacement if he could prove it with Sheru's medal. Xiong stepped out and faced him head-on. Their battle was intense in the arena. As Lao attacked, Xiong found himself cornered, but he quickly unleashed a powerful black energy from his hand and struck back. In the end, Xiong defeated Lao, knocking him out cold. After that, Xiong began to shout challenges to anyone brave enough to fight him. Soon, 2 tigers appeared and accepted his challenge, wielding swords in their attacks. Xiong grabbed a weapon and got ready for the fight. The battle between the 3 was fierce, but Xiong's strength proved too much for the tigers, and he took them down one by one. With all the fighters from the Hermitage defeated, no one dared to challenge him until Penny and Biggie showed up. They both called him out for a fight, and Xiong quickly agreed. The battle began, and Penny, skilled with her sword, managed to push Xiong into a tough spot. Just when it seemed like he might lose, Xiong cleverly called for help from his 2 allies who were ready to assist against Penny. Overwhelmed by the number of opponents, Penny became tired and left an opening for Xiong to strike. Before long, she was knocked out of the arena. Meanwhile, in prison, Fu sensed that Penny was in trouble. He summoned his true strength and broke free, soaring up into the clouds. Back in the arena, as Xiong prepared to finish off Penny, he was startled by a swirling vortex of clouds. Suddenly, Fu descended from the clouds. After landing safely, he realized that the girl was Penny, not Pony. Fu expressed his intention to give her Sheru stone, but Xiong insisted that Fu hand it over to him instead. Fu quickly refused, which made Xiong furious. He attempted to forcibly grab Fu's hand. Penny tried to defend Fu, but she was too weak to fight back and was swiftly overpowered by Xiong. Just as Xiong was about to stab Penny with his sword, Fu threw the metal at the sword, shattering it. He then rescued Penny, while Xiong was pleased to have gotten his medal. Angered, Fu tried to reclaim the medal, but Xiong's men entered the arena to capture him. They surrounded and attacked him, but Fu, skilled in kung fu, fought them off and defeated them. The men, frightened, fled the scene. Seeing his men defeated, Xiong charged at Fu. Initially, Fu was overwhelmed and fell, but he was determined to continue fighting. He unleashed his skills and ultimately defeated Xiong. The spectators were momentarily silent, astonished by Fu's impressive kung fu. After his victory, Fu handed the medal to Penny, who was very thankful. Following the battle, Fu, Penny, and Biggie relaxed in a meadow, enjoying a peaceful day. Penny asked Fu if he truly didn't want to become a kung fu master, to which he replied that he aimed to be a better baker instead. While they were chatting, a cry for help suddenly rang out, and the 3 of them rushed to assist, marking the end of the movie. The story teaches us the importance of kindness, showing that we should help those in need, no matter who they are. By starting with helping Sheru, Fu found out what he was really capable of. When he helped Penny, he gained a true friend. If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories.